Human trafficking can take various forms. Yeah, good afternoon and welcome on this particular edition of our TV Live. My name is Chidi Peters, taking you around on a topic, human trafficking today. Human trafficking refers to the illegal trade and exploitation of human beings, typically for forced labor, sexual exploitation, or voluntary servitude. It is a serious violation of human rights and involves the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of individual through the use of force, fraud, or coercion. Human trafficking can take various forms, which includes sex trafficking, involving recruitment, transportation, or harboring of individual for the purpose of sexual exploitation. Victims, often women and children, are forced into prostitution, pornography, or other form of sexual exploitation. Labor trafficking, the second one. Of course, it involves recruitment, transportation, or harboring of individual for forced labor. Victims are coerced or deceived into working under exploitative conditions, such as in various factories, agricultural, construction, domestic work, or industrial works. Just like we have it in our people traveling out of the country in the guise of seeking greener pasture, they are sometimes subjected to very serious hard labor. Of course, it comes by way of labor trafficking, where the principal or this person who is behind it promises them greener pasture and, of course, a lucrative job. And then getting there, you find out that you are subjected to an inhuman kind of work. Sometimes it takes life. Then we'll talk about child trafficking, specifically that targets children who are exploited for various purposes, including forced labor, child sojourning, child marriage, and sexual exploitation. We have it where several people are taken as maid, and at the end of the day, they are subjected into some kind of inhuman condition. The recent reference was somebody from Akwa Ibom who says that Akwa Ibom is the headquarters of modern slavery, where you have a lot of them going to various cities to do domestic work or domestic chores for individuals to pay them paltry sum of money. Sometimes them too, they are victims of exploitation. They are victims of all kinds of inhuman treatment. Most recent is a girl in Onitsha who was battered, seriously battered by her caregiver simply because a little domestic error which should have been forgone. But yet, the woman took it personal and used a lot of objects on the little girl, subjecting the Anambra State government through the Ministry of Women Affairs to intervene. The woman has been arrested. That woman's case is one too many in Nigeria, where we have people being subjected to forced labor simply because they have come to help, and at the end of the day, they helping turn something else. Well, talk about child soldiering, where we have one in countries like Sudan, where children are forced into becoming child soldier. That is also dangerous. Sometimes these children are denied a lot of privilege, and sometimes again they die in the process. We have child marriage, as mentioned. In some culture, particularly in the northern Nigeria and every part of Africa, where civilizations seem to be far away from, they subject children aged 10, 12 to early marriage simply because, according to them, that is what religion said. But at the same time, you find children of that age, after giving birth, they are subjected to urinary diseases, and of course sometimes it costs their life. Then we'll talk about sexual exploitation, where we have a lot of Nigerian girls traveling to Dubai and Italy, sometime again other part of the world, in the guise of taking them for greener pasture. Yet when they get there, they are subjected as sex slaves. We have a situation where when they are taken to these countries, their passports are seized and they are given targets to meet up in a year before their passports are given to them, or they are released from perceived cage, or they are set free and they become independent to operate in that cabal. Sometime again, it costs their life. What do? It's all about human trafficking and the modern slavery. Then we also talk about the organ trafficking. Recently, one of the topmost Nigerian and respected senator and former deputy senate president of Nigeria was found guilty of organ trafficking simply because organ trafficking involves the illegal trade of organs where individuals are forced or coerced into giving up their organ for transplants. Traffickers prey on vulnerable individuals, including those living in poverty, lack education, displaced by conflict, or marginalized to social factor. They manipulate and control their victim through various means such as physical violence, threats, debts, bondage, confiscation of documents, isolation, or psychological manipulation. That's exactly what our senator was charged of, where he was a donor of a kidney to his beloved daughter Sonia, but at the same time, the business went sour and he was found guilty and serving 10 years jail term for perceived human organ trafficking. Conclusively, human trafficking is a global issue affecting countries worldwide. It is fueled by factors such as poverty, inequality, lack of awareness, weak legal framework, corruption, and demand for cheap labor or social services. Efforts to combat human trafficking involve prevention, prosecution of traffickers, protection and support for survivors, and international cooperation to address this grave violence of human rights. That's exactly what we find ourselves in Nigeria. It appears that Nigerian government has a weaker legal framework to prosecute those found guilty of human trafficking by whatever means, though the legal system are doing wonderfully well in terms of saving children who are subjected to forced labor. At the same time, more needs to be done. My name is Chidi Peters. Don't fail to join us next time on this episode. This is Noble TV Live. Don't also fail to like, share, comment, subscribe, and get back to us. Thank you. Bye-bye.